In the name of Allah, welcome to new session, to new days, new topic. So in last session, we spoke about casting, PHP type casting. And as we said in last day, and as Kahar and Ibrahim described it, casting, the last sessions, casting is the art of converting one data type to another data type or assigning a specific data type to a variable. As we said, in PHP, we don't have a specific data typing. So we use casting to specific or restrict a variable to accept only one type of data. So that is the art of casting. In today's session, we will speak about PHP Math, how we can use math functions or mathematics in our PHP applications. There's thousands and hundreds of mathematic functions. We won't go all of them, but some generally used or most used mathematic functions in PHP. So PHP has a set of functions that allow you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. Mathematical tasks on numbers, not on strings, not on booleans. We can do it on floats and integers. Floats and integer types. So what are these functions? We will start on them and we'll see how they works. So the first one, PHP pi function. Do you know what's pi? What's pi? The pi is a number and this is a value and the value is 3.415 and it continues up to infinity. The end is not definite or no one knows it. But we use 4 digits after decimal points. 3.14 and 14 and 1, 5 and not more because it continues. It goes on. But the actual value is 3.14 and 1, 5. So how we can use, we have a pi function. The pi function returns the value of pi. The value of pi, we have a function, that's a pi function. So as Yusuf said, what's Zomp? He asked a good question. Zomp is a package. Zomp is a package. That includes some softwares. The Apache server, the MySQL server, the FileZilla FTP, the Mercury and the Tomcat server. But we use the Apache and MySQL only. We don't use others. But you may use. We have disabled them. We have not installed them. The XAMPP is a package. It should be questioned on the first session, but I don't know why Yusuf not asked that question again. So the XAMPP is a package that has Apache server, MySQL, that we use Apache server to interpret our PHP codes, and MySQL to access database, to create databases, to insert data, to create tables, objects, and others. So XAMPP is a package that includes some software. The Apache server for interpreting the PHP codes, the MySQL for accessing database, creating databases, or inserting data, or creating objects for database. So it's clear on XAMPP. Anyone else don't have information on XAMPP? No one? So let's continue. Now we need to start our Apache server only. Since we don't have a database, we don't need to work on databases. You are working only on pure or core PHP. So for accessing the core PHP or compiling our codes, we need to a server. As we said, PHP is a server-side language, not a client-side. Since it's a server-side language, we need a server. We need a server, and our server is included in XAMPP. We can use it without XAMPP also. We can download and install it as a Windows service. But so we just need to start it sometimes that we are in need of them, not all of the time. As we install it on as a web server, as a service for our Windows, it will start from starting our Windows up and ends when we turn off our Windows, shut down our Windows. So the XAMPP is better. We just need when we need it. We can start it when we need it, but not other times. So I have started that. Just head up to admin and then to our project. Our project was project class project, and our file that we have worked was the test form.php. Last day we worked converting from data types, arrays, and objects, the nulls and others. Today we'll speak on works. So another thing that you may ask, that's the Visual Studio code. That's the IDE. That's actually it's not an IDE. It's a code editor because it doesn't have the functionalities of an IDE. So it's only a code editor. We can edit our codes. And also we can install some extensions to it for better management. As you see, I have some hence that's one reference, two references, one reference or zero implementation or zero overrides, and this all comes from some extensions that I have installed. I have installed 29 extensions. The .NET, to class tag, to name tag, better comments, C sharp, code spell checker, code snap, composer, ESLint, IntelliCode for PHP, and IntelliCode API user examples. These are for PHP, and also IntelliPHP, some PHP core also that knows that my code is PHP and highlights the colors and change the colors according to PHP standards. This comes from PHP and PHP profilers. And some stylings that if I do that format document, it will format for me very in a readable format. That comes from a prettier, that's good formatter, and some others, Pylons or Python and some more. And icons I have in here, you see the folders, the files have icons. I have installed a package that is VS Code icons. That changes my icons in here. I have plugins and icons, pages and icons, PHP icons, includes and another docs and other distribution symbols and others. They have icons. I have installed the package. But if you have not installed it, you won't see these references or these stylings or commenting better. They are not included in pure Visual Studio Code. So I have installed them. You can also install. I will comment the last day code because we don't need it anymore. I commented them. Now I can do some mathematical functions. The first function is pi. The first function is pi. I just need to do echo and then write the function name and parentheses. When there is a function, you need to put a parenthesis. You need to put a parenthesis on it. So the same way, just write the function like do echo and then inside the echo or without this, write the pi and close it. Now it will print me the pi value. It says that 3.414159265358898. This is why it counts because it's a float number and a float number accepts up to 15 decimal points. Up to 15 decimal points. You know it will continue up to like infinity. Yeah, the pi value of the decimal points can continue up to infinity. So it gets only the 15 decimal points and not much more. So another function is PHP main and max function. If you need to find the main or the lowest number between a range of numbers or the highest number, the maximum number between the range of numbers, you can use the main and max. The main is used for finding the minimum or the lowest number, the lowest valued number. Then the max is used for finding the largest number. The number has the most values. So for this, I want to copy this code and don't want to write it. So we have two values that we have a main with values 0, 1, 0, 150, 13, 20, minus 8, minus 200, and the same one for max. This line, let me do it, some concatenation on this. So, minimum number, and then maximum number. As we said, echo can accept parameters also. I can change these parameters if you want, but concatenation is better. Concatenation is better. You know what's concatenation? To join or combine two strings. And in PHP, we have dot notation. We have dot notation. And instead of plus signs, Shahram and Safi, you are busy. So the minimum number is minus 200 and the maximum number is 150. So what if you see here we have 0, 150, 1300. If you change this to like 300, now the output will change also. Let me do a combination, another combination to put a break line. One hit, another this. Let me do this. So now it says the minimum number is 200 minus 200. So when the number is negative, it's lower than 0. It's under 0. And the maximum number is 300. So if you see, we have a list set of numbers that's 0, 150, 13, 10, up to minus 200. Another 0, 150, 320, and minus 8, minus 200. If you change this one to something like this, it will be now the minimum number. It will be the minimum number. That why? Because when the number goes to minus, it's lower than 0. So another number is PHP ABS function. PHP ABS function, we already did this on PLSQL and Oracle in last semester and this semester also. ABS is full form is absolute. It will bring us the absolute value of a number. It means the positive number. It will remove the minus. It will remove the minus. You can do this and put here. Let's see. The output will be 6.7. 6.7. Sorry, for break line. For entering this one line, and we have a break line after this, and it will come to another. In this, we don't have a break line, yeah, but it continues to that line. If you use break line, it will come to next line. BR is break line. Another function is PHP square root. If you want to take a square root of or know the square root of a number, you can use the square root function. The square root is for returning this square root is for returning the square root of a number. Any number you put, it will bring the square root of that number. If a number is in a square, in a root, in mathematics we have roots. If a number is in a root, you can find the square root of that number. We're using a square t. You can do echo and then square t. Any number like 90. What's the square root for 90? Anyone know? What? The square root for 90. Do you know what's the square root for 90? Yeah, not definite. 9.9. That won't be. Let's see. That's 9.48. That's 9 point. The square root for 90 is 9.48. If you multiply this number with itself again, and it brings you to 89.9999 and 28, but not complete 90. Why? Because we have some limitations in our decimal points. If you have the full form, it will return to 90 if you multiply it to itself. As you know, as the square root of a number is the multiplication of that number to itself. So that's the another is PHP round. Sometimes you need to round off some numbers to decrease the decimal points. We use a round off. So we have a round. We have some rules for round off. When a number is greater than 5, it will return the largest number. When it's lower than 5, it will return the lowest number. So there's the two examples. As says the function rounds a floating point number to its nearest integer. By rounding, we achieve a full number, a whole number, an integer number. So we have two laws in that. If the decimal point is, the starting decimal point is lower than 5, it will return the nearest integer, that's the lowest number. But if it's greater than 5, it will return the nearest integer, that's the lower, greater than the current number. So we have two values here. Let's check what will be the return for them. Let me use break line again. And then put them here. So what will be the output of these two? Safi, what will be the output for this? Round of 0.16 and 0.49. What will be the output for both of them? The one is 9 and the other is 901. The other is should be 0. Why? The rule says if it's lower than 5, it will go to the lowest number. But if it's greater than 5, it will return the highest number. Let's reload. So what's wrong with this? Oh, I have this here. So one is 1, another is 0. Why 10? We don't put that break line here. They are mixed. There's no 10. They are mixed to each other. You should be aware of that. That we have 0.60 that will return 1. And we have 0.49 that will return 0. Why? Because 0.49 is smaller than 5. But 0.60 is greater than 5. According to the rules of round off, it will return the highest number if the decimal point is greater than 5. It will return the lowest number if the decimal point is smaller than 5. So according that we have got 1 and we got 0, removing the decimal points. Another is random. Sometimes you need to generate random numbers. Generate random numbers. The function rand is used to generate a random number. They use it to return a random number. Sometimes you work on a production games or some kind of that, like generating some different IDs for a database or something else. Then you need to put a random. Put a random with that. So we use rand for this. Rand is used for generating random numbers. So let me drop it here. You can do echo rand and it will return to you a random number. I'll always use refresh, it will change number. See, the number changes according that. We use this sometimes for predictions games or lucky draws and this. We use a random number. And you can also include a range. Include the range for random to a starting point and the end points for your numbers. The number should be from one range to another range, from one number to another number. You can do this on number random. How you can do this? Just put number. The starting points like 10, the ending points like 99. It will return a number between 10 and 99. Sometimes you are working on a guessing game and you ask for a user to guess a number. If the guessing number was correct with a random number, they went the winner. And if your number with guessing number is different, then there's a loser. No winners for this. It will different numbers according to every between from 10 up to 99. That will generate different numbers every time you refresh it. No. So we have a complete reference on mathematic functions. For your homework and assignment, you must divide these mathematic functions between each of you. And another day, you must explain them according to your numbers that returns to you. You are 14 person in the class, yeah? The first seven must work on PHP math functions. And the last seven should work on PHP predefined math constants. It's clear? And next session, first 10 minutes, 5 minutes for first team and 5 minutes for second team. You must come and define these functions, the PHP mathematic functions. So any questions? Any points? Thank you.